Well, the White House may have played a larger role than once thought in a dispute between the CIA and the Senate Intelligence Committee investigation. According to a new report out by McClatchy newspapers, the Obama administration has been withholding about 9,400 documents that the Senate Intelligence Committee requested as part of its review of a former CIA detention and interrogation program. Over the course of the investigation, the White House has reportedly ignored or rejected multiple requests from the committee to review those documents. Yesterday, President Obama said that he supports the committee's investigation efforts, saying, quote, "We have worked with the Senate committee so that the report they are putting forward is well informed. And what I've said is that I am absolutely committed to declassifying that report as soon as the report is completed." So then why are these documents being held up? To weigh in on that and much more, I'm joined by Matthew Kellegrew. He's a legal fellow at the Bill of Rights Defense Committee. So Matthew, what is all of this about? Does this imply that the White House has been involved in stonewalling this investigation?
One could certainly draw that conclusion, yeah.
Well, what's interesting is that Senator Dianne Feinstein actually made no mention of these documents during her Senate speech, in which she called out the CIA for stonewalling other documents. Senator Dianne Feinstein, of course, is a Democrat. Do you think it's at all possible that Feinstein is protecting the White House here?
I think that's entirely possible. I mean, the main thrust of this conflict really comes around territory. You have the Senate Select Committee on Intelligence really focused on the FISC, the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court, and its oversight. You have the CIA concerned with their assets. You have the White House concerned with its priorities, and each branch is protecting its own turf. And so when these things come into conflict, you're going to see certain fissures begin to erupt in what is ordinarily a harmony between the intelligence agencies. I do think Feinstein could be protecting the White House while at the same time trying to get at the documents that they requested from the CIA.
It seems like it's all going to unravel very shortly. But I want to take a closer look at what Feinstein said yesterday, because she did give a pretty scathing speech. Let's take a listen to a portion of that.
I have asked for an apology and a recognition that this CIA search of computers used by its oversight committee was inappropriate. Besides the constitutional implication, the CIA's search may also have violated the Fourth Amendment, the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act, as well as Executive Order 12333.
So Senator Feinstein says she was looking for an apology for the CIA's inappropriate behavior. Do you think, violating the Fourth Amendment warrants more than an apology?
Yes, I think that violating the Fourth Amendment absolutely warrants more than an apology. And, the ability to get recompense from the CIA is going to be extraordinarily limited on the part of the Congress and the Senate. And, the grand irony in all of this is that instead of accountability, which is what citizens have been demanding from Feinstein and the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court across the country, and particularly in California, where I live, in which she is our representative, she doesn't ask for accountability. She asks for an apology, as if this was somehow a personal slight, instead of a slight against the constitutional protections guaranteed against American citizens for whom this report concerns.
Well, speaking of accountability, I should say that CIA Director John Brennan has denied that these allegations are true. But if the CIA is found to be in the wrong here, when all of this is said and done, do you think John Brennan should, or perhaps even would, be held accountable?
Should, absolutely. Would, I think it's anybody's guess. This is not the first time the CIA has denied a major transgression. They denied extraordinary rendition. They denied CIA black sites. They denied the actual use of torture in the first place, which is now well documented. So the CIA's denial is meaningless, essentially. Will he face accountability is a different question. When you have people like Clapper, who has, bald-facedly lied to Congress around NSA overreaches, I think it's unlikely that the director of the CIA will be held accountable like he should be for these types of transgressions, because we're seeing now a pattern that at this level, accountability is not something that's going to be afforded to people through the ordinary processes of the Senate.
Right. Well, since Senator Feinstein's speech, a number of people, including Edward Snowden, have come out to critique the senator for voicing opposition to the CIA's spying of Senate staffers and such, yet voicing support for the NSA's spying of ordinary Americans. You know, we've known that she's been a proponent of the NSA spying for a very long time. Do you think that's a valid critique?
It's absolutely a valid critique. And, you know, the layer underneath that, the layer under the onion, so to speak, is that the NSA's activities are a creature of the Obama administration. The NSA's activities were a shift of policy away from foreign conflict and away from war towards drone strikes and towards the evolution of an ever-increasing surveillance state. That's sort of what you can be considered the Obama doctrine. The CIA memos, as they relate to the torture programs run by the CIA, are part of what you might be called the Bush doctrine. So when you look at it through the political lens, it makes sense that Feinstein would oppose CIA overreach but support NSA overreach because of their political implications.
All right, Matthew Kellegrew, legal fellow at the Bill of Rights Defense Committee. Thanks for weighing in.
Thank you for having me.